Salute people, we're back. Fred White, Tales from the Pen. Today we're gonna do a quick live and do an update. An update about a case that I covered a couple years ago. A case of a beautiful little boy, Corey Mitchell, 6 years old, dead. At the hands of this bozo right here. See this bozo? That's his father. At the hands of this bozo right here, this little beautiful boy is no longer with us. What's up, Rowan? Rowan, I know you remember this when we did the interview, the Justice for Corey interview. Let's go back, as a matter of fact. Let's go back, guys. Let's go to just to give everybody a reminder. Let me see, live. We covered this case a couple years ago, guys. And I'm going to talk about it. Here it is right here. And we had a conversation. Here we go. We had a conversation with Corey's mother.
When we first talked to him about it, he was, kind of excited to have a dad.
You guys remember this interview?
The first time he had a visit with his dad, he came home and he was just a different kid. I don't think he liked it. I don't think he liked being there.
You guys remember this? I did the interview.
It was just...
We'll get back to that. Look at this coward. Look at this coward right here. Hold on. Look at this coward right here. Guilty. We're going to get into it a little bit.
As you see right there, a verdict has been reached in the New Jersey case against Christopher Greger. Remember, the defendant is accused of abusing his 6-year-old son, Corey Mitchell. He is also charged with first-degree murder and endangering the welfare of a child. As you can see, the audience there in the court is standing up. It appears the jury might be coming in. But just as a quick recap, on April 2nd of 2021, the defendant brought the victim to Southern Ocean Medical Center after he woke up from a nap and experienced nausea, dizziness, and even slurring of his words. During the CT scan, Corey experienced seizures and ultimately died. He was pronounced dead at 5:03 p.m. The defendant had custodial issues with Brianna Mitchell, who had testified earlier in this trial. The defense says Corey died from an infection, but the state says he died at the hands of his father. If convicted, he faces life in prison. Right now, you can see that the attorneys and the people at the kind of the table, so to speak, are standing up. That's pretty customary. But when a jury steps in, you can also see that correction officers or sheriffs are standing behind the defendant in anticipation of a potential guilty verdict. Let's jump right back into court and hear this verdict being read.
Have our alternates seated in the jury box to prevent them from appearing on camera. So those are seats 4 and 11. In addition, seats 3 and 13 are empty as those jurors have been excused. Madam Foreperson, would you please rise? Madam Foreperson, has the jury reached the verdict?
It has, sir.
And is that verdict unanimous?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm going to read to you each count. Please give me the jury's unanimous response. 1, how do you find as to count 1 endangering the welfare of a child?
Guilty.
Guilty.
2, how do you find as to count 2 murder?
Not guilty.
3, how do you find as to the charge of aggravated manslaughter?
Guilty.
Guilty.
You did not answer question 4.
Yes, sir.
At this time, thank you, Madam Foreperson, you can be seated. At this time, I'm going to...
Fuck that piece of shit. Fuck this piece of shit right here. Let's get him the fuck off. Let's get him the fuck off my screen. Let's get him the fuck off my screen. You saw that? You guys know we covered this a couple years ago. You know, I know Bree's mother. We went to school together. So I knew Corey's grandmother. And there was so much more to this case that on our last interview, it was a couple years ago we did that, when it first happened. When I interviewed them, there was so much they couldn't talk about. When I interviewed them, there was so much other things that they wanted to say, but they couldn't say because the case was going on. And there was so much other things that came out in the court trial that we're going to have to speak about. And when I say we, I mean me and them. They're going to come back up on the Tales platform and they're going to talk about what happened at the trial, because there was so much things at trial that wasn't admissible. There was so many things that they couldn't. It was incredible. So many abuse allegations that they couldn't even talk about. You know, I mean, this little boy, Corey, was abused by his father. He would come home with bruises. The family would call CPS. They were trying not to let him see him ever again. In fact, Corey didn't want to go. You know, and here's the thing. You know, as a parent, sometimes when you sit back in hindsight, you're saying, oh, you know, he don't want to go, or he's coming home with bruises. Why did they send him back? But the reality is the laws are different, man. You know, when he's got some type of custody, you know, type of thing through the courts, you can go to jail. You know, you can go to jail. And the reality is, when like Corey was coming home with bruises and things like that, he was never really saying that his father did it until the end. Like, there was periods he wasn't, and when CPS would question him and everybody would question, he wouldn't say who it was. He wouldn't say it was his father. So there's a lot of, you know, underlying things that was going on. But he was abusing this kid. He was abusing this little beautiful boy. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button, please. And then what he did was, for those who aren't familiar with the actual treadmill incident, let's do that. Let's show this real quick. Let me show you this. This is gonna bother a lot of people, guys. Look at this little boy over here. I don't even want to see the whole thing. I don't even want to see the whole thing. Let's just get to this part. The kid is 5 years old. The little boy's 5 years old. And he put him on a treadmill because he said he's too fat, and he kept putting it up higher. Look at this, guys. The little boy kept falling off the treadmill. Look at this. Beautiful little boy. Look, watch this, guys. Watch this. Puts him back up, throws him on there, makes him do it again. This kid is all cut up and bruised and bloodied from this incident right here, which got reported to CPS. Look at this shit. I can't even watch it. I can't even fucking watch it. I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it.
It's a decision, Mr. Greger.
Man,
Fuck
fuck
what that is.
Fuck out of here. I get so upset, guys. I get so mad when I see shit like that. And these incidents was reported to the, you know, in New York we call them ACS. In Jersey they call it whatever they call it. Other places call it CP, you know, Child Protective Services. Whatever that shit is in your state, man. This shit was all reported, the abuse that the father was doing. He put him on a treadmill set at 5 years old talking about he fat. Little boy kept falling. I couldn't even watch it, guys. It was a whole 20 minutes. I couldn't watch it. This little boy kept falling off, man. Crying, scraped up, bruised when he came home. And he still didn't tell his mother. They had, you know, somehow they found video and it got back to them. He still didn't tell his mom what happened. He was trying to protect his father, man. He was trying to protect the same man who, a few months later, abused him and took his life, man. As a father, that shit don't even make sense to me, man. Corey had bruises all over his body when they did the autopsies, man. Corey was bruised all over internally. As a father, that shit don't make no sense, man. And then he took Corey to the hospital, guys. Corey was dizzy, throwing up, and slurring his speech. He took Corey to the hospital and dropped him off and left him there, man. The doctors took Corey in, man. They gave him CT scans. And after his father dropped his 6-year-old son off, he ran. He left the hospital, guys. He left. He left. The mother and father weren't together, whoever wrote that. The mother and father, this is separate. They're joint custody. Father had him, mother had him. It was like that. She reported it. She did. She tried. But after his son was throwing up with slurred speech, he took him to the hospital and he left him there, guys, by himself. He left his son and then ran, and he didn't get caught till a couple days later in Tennessee. What fucking father would do that if he wasn't guilty? What fucking father would drop his 6-year-old son off and leave him there, man? Man. Fuck! It's an emotional thing, you know what I mean? I got 3 kids, 2 little boys, 1 7, 1 6. I can't even imagine, like, you know, the pain and stuff this kid must have went through, man. And then for a father to drop his son off at the hospital and leave, you a bitch. You a bitch. So, after they took little Corey and they did CT scans, he said he had a seizure and he died in the hospital by himself. Because the dad didn't even tell the mom, they, you know, what hospital, nothing. Didn't tell the mom anything. Just dipped and left and got caught a couple days later in Tennessee. You see, but the biggest story is this kid's father is a big dog with the state troopers, police. He's been a big dog in New Jersey, in the New Jersey police scene for a long time. And they're rich. They live in mansions. This kid had everything. This kid had everything, but he was still a fuck up. He was a steroid head. That's where all this rage came from. Yo, anybody come in here talking fucking crazy, you will get shot. You will get shot. Don't come in here talking crazy. I don't know what that person said. Whoever deleted them, delete. Yo, moderators, this isn't a fucking playing. We're not playing games here, moderators. Shoot them. Call a fucking duty. Right now. Be on point. We're not playing this shit today. We having a serious fucking conversation. What are you talking about, Pablo? Because you'll get fucking shot too. Fucking clown if you're talking about me. Anyway, I'll smack the shit out you in real life. Anyway. So he had the seizure and he died. Yeah, you a bitch. I'll smack you. You know I will, faggot. Yo, so he had the seizure and he died, right? Doctors found all this abuse, you know, of the body and everything, whatever. This guy ran and hid and got in a high-profile attorney who used to be on MTV and takes all celebrity cases. These people are rich. Morning. These people are rich. So he went and hid under lawyers. A few weeks later, they charged him with murder and the death of his own son. And there was numerous other incidents of abuse. And then it comes out later. There's certain other things that couldn't even be brought out in court, which was stupid. But he had other CPS issues before that. There was another girl that he was abusing before that, because he was a very violent individual, abusing the mom, abused everybody around him. That's what the steroids did. That's why that's called steroid rage. But this guy, you know, he come from family, come from millionaire. He had a master's degree. He had a teaching job, I believe, in Tennessee, which he got fired from. You see what I'm saying? But they painted the picture like he had a master's degree. He was a teacher. Nah, he got fired from that, bro. He was running some type of drug dealing business through the mail and all types of shit and got caught. But somehow that case disappeared as well. Then there was an incident with a girl actually living in his house that he beat up, strangled, and did all that. That case disappeared. You see what I'm saying? So that's what was going on in this. So he just felt like he was untouchable. Yeah, I just played the treadmill video, Dave. I just couldn't watch it anymore. This dude refuses to take the 30 please. He's a bitch. He's a bitch. All that big steroid shit. I promise you, I would have poked his... Like, if he'd have came through the system with me, this is the God's honest truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. I'm not... Whatever. I'm just telling you. If he'd have came through the system like that, and he killed his son, man, listen, man. Listen, man. Listen. That's why I'm hoping New Jersey. I know there's some New Jersey devils out there. I'm hoping my people out in Jersey, like, he can't live. And dudes like this, see, this is the thing. This guy will go and beat his son to death and then go to prison. He's going to go to prison and do 30 years maybe. But he's going to do it in protective custody because he pussy, you heard? Do you understand? He do all that gangster shit. He beat his son up. Abused him. He's going to go to prison and be in PC. Facts. That's a fact. I wouldn't be making this video, man. Anybody who knows me knows that. But that was my old path. That was my path. But I'm just saying. I'm just telling you. He would have got it. I would have made sure, because he big too. So you can't even give him a chance. That's that ice pick right in his ribs. Hard. Look. That long ice pick from behind. Bang! Right in the ribs from behind. That big shit go out the window. When you start when your lungs is leaking. I'm telling you, I've seen it thousands of times. Because, you know, he's a steroid head. He's, you know, thinks he's Diesel and shit. Right in his neck. Period. His eyes. Like, I used to go for sensitive areas. You know what I used to have, guys? I used to have a bleach bottle with me. I used to keep it in Visine. Shout out to kids. I used to keep it in Visine. A little Visine bottle filled with bleach. Right in your face. That's what I'm saying. Guys, I would have got him. And I'm hoping that wherever he go, even in PC, because some PC motherfuckers, you know, shit pop off too. But, you know, they're going to put him around pedophiles and rapists and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to put him like that. They're not going to put that guy in population. He can't go to population. He's going to live the rest of his life in protective custody. PC. That's a fact. This dude went and killed. So there's so much more. So he hid behind his family. Right? He hid behind all these people, these millionaire lawyers, and even during the case, he was like threatening them. He was threatening the grandparents, like right in their face. Like this dude was bugged out. But he was selective bugged out because again, he's gonna ask for protective custody. So he's selective crazy. If you really like that, go to population, gangster. Fucking faggot. I want to punch this guy in his fucking face. I know I get emotional, guys. You guys know how I get down, man. I get a little emotional when I hear shit like this because I have a 7 and a 6-year-old boy. Y'all know my baby girl, 16. I'm saying, but 7 and 6. So when I hear a father abuse his kid to death, it makes me fucking mad. So anyway, he goes to trial. Let me show you guys something here. Let me show you something. This guy, after dropping his son off at the hospital, look at this piece of shit. Fucking clown. He gets pulled over in Tennessee. Look at this. He gets pulled over in Tennessee. Now understand, he had just left his son in New Jersey at the hospital. Left him there in the emergency room. Bounced. This is a couple days later in Tennessee. Now your son just died, motherfucker. And watch how this faggot acts. Watch. Watch how this dude acts.
2-hour special coverage of the Treadmill abuse murder trial on Michael Ayala. A key moment played out inside that New Jersey courtroom today. Outside the presence of the jury, the prosecution played a body cam video of the defendant in Tennessee. This is on April 4th, 2021, just 2 days after 6-year-old Corey Mitchell died. Christopher Greger was stopped by Alcoa Police Department. The prosecution claims that Greger was fleeing New Jersey. He left right after he dropped his son off at the hospital. Here's some of that body cam video, which is hard to hear in some parts.
I mean, he's shaking off the feet, had his balls in his lap. He starts reaching somewhere else, and I was like,
This is body cam with his pussy got arrested. Look.
you don't know, of course you don't know what's going on. All you see what the dog says.
So New Jersey put out like a whatever for him. So when they pulled him over in Tennessee, he's acting like he don't know nothing about what happened in Jersey. What's going on? That's what the police are saying right now. Oh no. Oh god damn it. Yeah. See, he's saying he don't know what's going on. What's happening? Why is all these police stopping me? Let's get this clown out the car. Watch this.
Tennessee, see the rest of his encounter with police just 2 days after his son died.
Today in closing arguments, the kill.
Because healthy 6-year-olds don't just die during the course of a business day, and neither did Corey Mitchell.
2 days after his 6-year-old son Corey Mitchell died, Christopher Greger was found in Alcoa, Tennessee. Well, the
Hit the like
prosecution claims that
button.
he was fleeing.
Hit the
New
like button,
Jersey.
people.
The body cam of Greger being pulled over by police was shown in court today outside the presence of the jury. I want to show you more of that tape now. And it's just a
Why
warning.
wasn't
It is
the jury
hard to
shown
hear
this?
at some points.
That doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't the jury? Look at this stuff. Anyway, the moral of the story is this guy was acting like he didn't know nothing about Jersey. What's going on? What's happening? Here's the thing. What kind of father, period? I guess because I'm a dad, but not even if I'm a dad. Like, I feel, what kind of person just leaves a kid in the hospital? Never mind your flesh and blood. And why would you run? Why would you go to Tennessee? If you were not guilty of killing him, why would you run? Why would you leave your son and run? You understand what I'm saying? Hit the like button, people, because it doesn't make sense. I got 60 people in here and I got 8 likes. You mean that many people don't like? Listen, here's the moral of the story. We did this interview a couple years ago, okay? And we're going to do another one. Yeah, the family's coming back up here. The mother and the grandmother, they're going to come back up here. We're going to do a live, and we're going to open it up for the people. Because there's a lot of things that came out in that trial, and a lot of things that weren't even admissible in trial. Like, there is a recording, guys. There is a recording where Corey is talking, and he's talking about his father, and he's talking about why is he doing this to me type stuff. Like, I started to listen to it, and I couldn't get through it. First of all, just hearing the little boy's voice, but then the shit he was saying about his father, and they weren't letting that be admissible because they're saying it's hearsay. Like somebody could have coerced him on this recording to say these type things. You understand? This is how the system works. The system is really fucking bad. Hit the like button. The system is really backwards. It's really upside down. And it's really disgusting. You know, this little boy, like, the abuse was reported for so long. And CPS would investigate. CPS would go and, go to the $1 million mansions. And they would talk to the state trooper father. Because this dickhead's father, Corey's grandfather, is a big dog with the state troopers. What? No. Corey came home one day with a busted lip, blood on his shirt. Mom said, what happened? Now, Corey don't really want to, eventually came out, Dad smacked him in the face. But Corey wasn't trying to say it. When she reported it, CPS goes, they did all that. The state trooper told CPS, oh no, I saw what happened. My son went to kick the ball and Corey's face got in the way. How does Corey's face get in the way of a soccer ball? How does that happen? Your face is accidentally, so they protected him. CPS closed the case. You see? Now again, a lot of people may say, well, I'm not sending them up, but with courts, they'll arrest her. She's not trying to go to jail. So it was a lot, and plus whatever she was going through. She'll tell you she'll tell you about her life, a little bit about her life. And if you guys missed the last interview a couple years ago, just go on my page, go to the lives, and it's Justice for Corey. I did it already. Look. It's right here, guys. We go down. Who died? Who's that died? Who's that? Let's go over here. Guys, you scroll over from the lives. Right here, look. Live conversation. Look, Corey Mitchell, his mother, look.
To have a dad. But, the first time he
Let's hear a
had
little
a
bit of
visit
it.
with his dad, he came home and he was just
Let's hear this.
a different kid. He didn't like, I don't think he liked it. I don't
Yes,
think
he
he
is.
liked being there.
Yes, she is, Dragonflies.
It was strange. And after that, I guess the second time he saw him was when he came home with a busted lip. So,
Did he? Well, okay. So wait. So Corey came home with a busted lip,
right.
and did he tell you what happened, or?
Well, Chris dropped him off, didn't explain what happened, and then when Corey came inside, I was able to see that he, his lip was swollen and he had like blood on his shirt. So then we asked Corey what happened, and he kind of didn't want to tell us. He was afraid at first, and then he finally told us that he cursed and his dad smacked him in the mouth.
Okay.
So then we went to the police, and the police station called CPS, Child Protective Services, for us. But Corey was too afraid to tell them what happened, and Chris's excuse. You guys want me to let this interview play for a little while? You guys want to hear? This was a couple years ago before the trial. The trial just ended this week. You guys want me to play this? Give me a thumbs up. Somebody give me some thumbs ups. Give me a couple thumbs up, and we're going to hear Breon. We're going to hear Bree. No way, didn't realize you talked to her, Fred. Yeah, I talked to her. Give me a thumbs up if you guys want to hear some of this right now. All right, nobody wants it. Fuck it. I mean, this interview was great. It was, with her. Again, this is when the incident, kind of first happened. This was a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of things have transpired since this interview right here. Okay, Potter. So since this interview, a lot of things have changed. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of things still she couldn't even tell me and talk about here in this interview. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we got a few thumbs ups here. Okay, let's play it. That he kicked him in the face when he was going to kick a soccer ball, and they believed him.
Okay, so that was the first incident.
Yeah.
What was there any after that?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. You don't have to go in order. You could just give me basis of during the abuse or during whatever was happening. How did he come back with bruises here, bruises there, things like that?
So the time after that, it was around Halloween time, and Corey came home with what would you call it? It looked like rug burn, but I think it was from the treadmill. Well, it was from the treadmill. And it was just a scrape all up and down his arms, and then on his sides and on his legs. And then it looked like he had a handprint on his face. It was, And I asked Corey what happened, and he told me that his dad made him run on the treadmill because he was too fat. And then when I asked Chris about it, he told me he did, and that Corey needed to work out more, and he was too fat, and
So that's when he came home with the scrapes on his face.
There was a bruise on his face that looked like the handprint, and then on his arm he had scrapes all up and down his arms.
Oh, okay. Was that the video because a lot of people who may not know? Okay, so that's a different incident.
We're still in 2019 right now. This is when he first met him. Yeah, and that was and then
so it was a long history. It was a history in the short time that he was in Corey's life.
Yeah, I mean he's had black eyes. He's had busted lips.
Right. I know you've taken him to the hospital and things like that. I read some things. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So 2 weeks before he passed away, or I would say 13 days because that's the exact time. Corey lifted his hair, and he showed me this bruise on his forehead. And I said, "What is that from?" And he was like, "Well, my dad made me get on the treadmill, and he run really fast, and I fell. And I'm sick of this by this time. I was like, I'm calling CPS, and I'm not taking no for an answer. That's it. I've had it."
Why you say it you reached out to them before, right? For the other cases, right?
every time there's a bruise or anything, I called them, I made reports, they investigated. Chris came up with some BS story and Corey was too afraid to tell, so case closed. You know, even though there's these bruises, and you would think if someone saw them, they'd immediately be like, there's something wrong here, but.
Right. Okay. So basically, what we're painting the picture of, there was a history, the short time that he was in his life, and because of court orders, you still had to.
Yeah.
You still
exactly.
You still had to let him see him, basically.
Yeah.
Because all the cases were dismissed.
Right. So then, you know, after Corey told me that, I made the report, and then, I guess in that time, I told them that Corey told me it happened at a gym, and I told them what time around it was. So I guess they went and looked at the video, the surveillance video from the gym, and I guess it was caught on video. I haven't seen the video yet because I just can't bring myself to watching it, but the way it's described is, you know, it's not good.
I read it. Yeah, I read the report, and it's not nice what he did. And so basically, that's his charge, the only charge that he has, which we will get to in a minute. Okay, so, you know, take us to, and if you want to, and, you know, go through a little bit, because I want my viewers to understand, you know, why you're seeking, you know, so much justice for Corey. Tell us about it.
Can you guys see this good?
Okay, so April 2nd.
I want to make sure you guys can see and hear it good.
I dropped Corey off at Chris's.
Let's
at 9 a.m.
Let's get Brianna. Let's bring on her.
It was as normal as it could be, you know, knowing everything we were going through.
You guys can hear and see it good, guys? Okay,
But
thank you.
unfortunately, had to go. So I dropped him off at 9 a.m. And then around 3:30,
We're just going to watch this.
Chris called me, and he told me that Corey was sick. He was tired, throwing up, and it didn't make sense because when I dropped him off, he was fine. I mean, he was talking, he was walking, he was breathing, everything was fine. And then he told me that he needed Corey's insurance card, and I had to send it to him, and then hung up on me. And then after that, I texted him a few times. I called him and I said, what hospital is he at? Because I'm going to come meet you there. No answer, nothing at all. And you can't just tell someone that their kid is sick, you're taking him to the hospital, not tell them what hospital you're at or anything. So then, you know, me and my mom called the police, and we explained to them what was going on, that he just called and said he was sick, and now I don't know where he is. He won't answer. So they reached out to him, they called him and went to his apartment. He wasn't home, he didn't answer the phone. So this went on for like about an hour. Okay. And then we're panicking. I'm just can't do much besides call hospitals. And of course, the only hospital we didn't call was the one he was at. So.
Right. Okay.
And around 5:30, we got a knock on the door, and it was to notify us that Corey passed away. And
damn! Wow.
I didn't believe it. It took a long time for them to convince me that it was even him.
Like this can't be real.
Yeah,
it's like that out of
because he was fine. He was just fine. And I had no idea, but my first thought in my head was, holy shit, he killed him. That was I was like, he really did it. I can't believe he did it. So,
right. Were you telling them go where's dad? When did you
yes,
left the hospital?
That was my first thing. I was like, where's his dad? What's going on? And they actually told me that, well, we're here because we're scared he's gonna come here. And I was like, why? And I thought they meant he was gonna come here and like talk to me and tell me what the hell happened to Corey. But then they're like, we're afraid for your safety. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, we sat around freaking out. And then they told us that he's nowhere to be found, and they're pinging his phone. They're trying to find him. He left the hospital. And we later found out that he actually left Corey at the hospital as he was dying and went to Tennessee.
I speak for all my people, you know, our condolences, and I know this is tough for you, you know, and I'm very sorry to hear this, and you know, so, you know, again, my condolences, this is tough for everybody, you know, this is tough to hear about a man leaving his son in the hospital, especially as a parent. You know what I mean? Especially as a parent. I know I speak for all the parents, not even just the parents, people around the world. Forget being a parent. That something's not right here. Something is wrong, right? So once he went to Tennessee, what did he do? Did he get an attorney? What did he do?
So I didn't find this out until later, but I found out that he retains an attorney, and it wasn't just any attorney. It was an actual high-profile murder attorney. Okay.
Yes, celebrity attorney.
Yeah. So he actually has a show on. I don't know. He did a reality show or something, but
yeah.
So he retains him April 3rd. So
let me ask you one more question. So since the phone call on April 2nd at 3:30, when he called you, have you heard from him? You know, to anything? Have you heard anything from him? That was the last conversation. Not a text, not a nothing, not.
I haven't seen him. Nothing.
All right.
I got a text from him.
You did.
I did that night. When I sent him a text and said, "Why did you have to do that to Corey? You could have just given him back to us, and you could have been free." And he said that he was going to file a lawsuit against all of us that were bashing him on Facebook. That was all he had to say.
And that's actually how we found him in Tennessee, I think, because he turned his phone on and they pinged it because it was off for a long time. So
wow.
I'm happy that that's up.
You know, again, I'm not judge, I'm not jury, I'm not any of that. But I'm a man with common sense, and I'm a man, and you know, and I'm a father. So knowing that, just that part alone, I know, you know, people sometimes tend to, well, maybe this happened, maybe this. Just that point alone. Because if I'm not mistaken, right, Bree, fill me in about the next day, wasn't it April 3rd that he was supposed to, weren't you guys supposed to have a meeting or something the next day?
April 2nd, the day he passed away.
Okay.
We were supposed to take him to a child abuse exam with I guess it was an expert that CPS said we, you know, had to take him to, and he was supposed to take him and I was supposed to meet him there, and he didn't take him.
So that's okay. So basically what he did was he dropped his son. He knew he was already going to be in trouble. All their thinkings, and he ran off and thought about himself. Basically,
fucking cow.
Yeah, he avoided police contact as much as possible. Instead of calling 911, he drove Corey to the hospital. Wasted 10 minutes of them possibly saving his life just to avoid police contact. As soon as he realized this was bad, he left Corey at the hospital and then went to Tennessee. I mean, there's no one in Tennessee that I know of that he knows, so I think he just went as far as possible so he could get that attorney, and then he was coming back. You know?
Right.
And at this point, no one was even talking about murder. The cops weren't even talking about murder. They just wanted to ask him about what had happened, and he would not answer any questions, and he still hasn't.
Right. Well, one other question. Do you have has anybody from the other side, other than him, like somebody else in his family, reached out to you guys? If anybody?
No.
Anybody else other than him? You understand? We already got that established. Like family members, grandparents, and aunts, and nobody's reached out to you guys at all.
No, nothing. Not to say sorry.
No, right. This is crazy. Okay, so now the moral of the story is, so far, this man has not been charged with anything but child abuse from the video that they seen him, you know, abusing your son in the fit.
You see that, guys? At this time, he only been charged with child abuse. This is how long ago this interview was. This was in the beginning. Nobody was covering the story. I put it out there. We got the Justice for Corey, right? Over on Facebook. If you guys want to go to Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook. I am, but I haven't been on in months. But They have a whole page, Justice for Corey. Please go over there, join that, man. If you guys are on Facebook, you know, you guys join other bullshit every day, all day. Go to Facebook, join Justice for Corey. Because this guy's sentence is coming up. We're not done. This place, right? That's the only thing he's been charged with. So he hasn't been charged with anything else.
No.
At
Okay,
that time.
Now, let's get to the medical examiner. I know the medical examiner has a lot to do with this, and that's, you know, I explained that to you earlier when we were talking. The medical examiner has to rule it a certain way. So how did the medical examiner rule this so far?
So as of right now, his manner of death, which there's 5 possible manners. One is homicide, one's suicide, one's accidental, one's natural causes, and one's undetermined. And right now, it's at undetermined,
I would
and
never be on that shit.
his cause of death is a heart contusion, cardiac contusion.
Okay, so definitely, basically, bruised on the heart. Basically.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Okay.
if you look into it and you research it a little bit, it's not something that happens naturally. And you know, I've searched ways it could happen to somebody, and the most common ways are car accident, a fall from a 2-story building, or a blunt force trauma.
So basically, you're basically, you know, maximum pressure, like you said, to falling down. So something major happened, basically. The thing is that we understand that something happened, but all we want to know is what, right? You know, that's what we want from the dad. We just want to know what happened. We just want to know, why did you run? We just want to know, why would you drop your son who's obviously in desperate need of medical attention? Why would you drop him off and leave? Why would you do that, right? And these are just questions that the world wants to know.
When I met with a detective, because I've had meetings with them a few times, and I said that to him, I was like, I just want to know why he did this, why he did that. And he was like, you would like to know too. And I was like, it's crazy how he can just sit there silent. I know there's a 5th Amendment and everything, but there's a little boy that's not here anymore. No one has to answer for that.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't care who your lawyer is. He needs to have to be questioned, even if he has, you know.
Right. And let me ask you, do you feel that his affiliation or who his, one of his parents are, as a retired
Oh,
detective?
absolutely. It's been like this the whole time.
Right, because a lot of my subscribers might not have understood that part, that this guy's dad is a retired detective, correct?
He's a retired New Jersey State trooper.
Trooper, oof. Okay, there you go. Right, so
and they have layers to this. Yeah, they have a lot of money, and
other family members in law enforcement.
Yeah, so I mean,
I understand it, but you know what's crazy, because I did see a lot of hate for the grandparents, and I get that, right? And I understand that, but as I was explaining the other day, they did what he was supposed to do, is what I'm trying to, they automatically, their first reaction was to protect their son, right? However people want to look at it, he didn't have that same gene in him, obviously. You understand? So, they did what, oh man, sometimes people, sometimes you got to look at it and say, forget what the law says or what the judge says, but, sometimes the court of public opinion is not the actual courtroom,
They just send it so much they left out the trial.
Get that from the medical examiner, who has to rule some type.
Let me pause this real quick, because I see what you're saying. When she says, because a lot of people watch this trial. It was just on court TV. You got to understand, when I did this interview, there was no media, there was no nothing on this case. Nothing. He wasn't even charged yet when I did this interview. Okay? This is how long ago it was. Then they charged him with murder. The trial was years later. The trial was just on court TV. That was the trial on court TV. CNN, all the big major outlets picked this case up. You know what I'm saying? But you know who was on it first. Hello. But there was so much Jacinda that I know, that I'm not going to really talk about right now also, that they'll come on when we talk, because we're going to have they're coming back on this week live, guys. I'm not sure what one of these days. I'm not sure yet. We're working it out now. Tomorrow, Wednesday, they're gonna be on here live because we need to find out what's going on. Right? He beat the murder charge, but he blew the manslaughter. He's facing, I believe, up to 30 years or something like that. Hopefully, he gets every single day of that. And hopefully, the fellas matter of fact, hopefully the fellas in the New Jersey State Penitentiary, even if they're in protective custody, because that's where Tough Guy's going. Tough Guy is gonna live the remainder of his days in protective custody. Yeah, not in population. Killer. Hey, what's up, Killer? What's up, Tough Guy? No, he's gonna be in protective custody for the remainder of his fucking life. He killed his son. And you know what? Even the lowest of low don't like that. Even the lowest of the low, like, he is the low, like, there is pecking orders in prison, guys. There is levels to this prison shit. First of all, not everybody who's in prison is a fucking gangster. Let's get that clear. Some people have done, I know dudes who've done 10, 15 years, never had a fight. Cool as fuck, everybody love them. It's just your personality and who you are and the bullshit you into. If you into gangs, you're gonna be, it's gonna happen to you. If you into homosexuality, it's gonna happen to you. If you into drugs, it's gonna happen to you. You stay out of those things, man. Right? So there's different levels, but there's murderers, there's cop killers, because those motherfuckers don't care about nothing, right? If you gonna shoot a cop, you know the outcome. In other words, you're not shooting a cop and then walking, you know what I mean? Like, you may have shot 8 dudes in your hood and live peacefully, go back to your house. Everybody knows you did it, but everybody's scared, right? There's levels to it. But if you're willing to shoot, once you shoot that cop, you're not getting away. You're never getting away with it. There's no walking around the hood. There's no, you're done. So, you got them cop killers. This is so heartbreaking that the baby was so beautiful to think he was abused and he had to go back the next day. I know. And there's stuff that I know, like, oh my God, like, if I told you that little Corey predicted his death, what would you say to me? You'd say, Fred, stop talking crazy like that. Yeah, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I know certain things that they're going to talk about. This little boy predicted his death, man. A few days before he died, he wrote on the sidewalk in chalk, I died. Asking his mother, what's heaven like? What's God like? And then a few days later, the boy's dead. Sometimes they say children are closer to, like the spiritual world. The spirits connect through the kids, right? But if I told you that, you wouldn't really, you'd be like, what are you talking about, Fred? These are things that I know that they're going to come up. There's so much things, there's layers, more layers. There are things that, hey, Jacinda, because I know you would watch the trial. There are so many things that in the trial that never was submitted that we're going to talk about. They wouldn't allow it in. It's disgusting. I'm talking about, we have tapes with the little boy saying what his dad is doing. And when she plays it for the CPS and everybody else, they say it's hearsay. It wasn't admissible. I mean, there's so much, guys. So when I do this interview, you guys cannot fucking miss this. If you don't watch anything I do, fine. But you got to watch this one. You got to watch this one. Let's get back to this interview. About something here, and then the prosecution could put their case together. Because the cops, to be honest with you, they probably all want to get him. Because, morally, who really is going to stand behind him other than flesh and blood, right? Like, let's just, yeah, you understand? So,
no, absolutely.
Yeah, no one's gonna really stay behind him unless it's flesh and blood. And the other guys, believe me, the prosecution is on it. They know what's going on, and I believe that eventually we're gonna get justice for Corey. We're not gonna give up. We're not giving up. We are gonna get justice for Corey. And we got justice for Corey.
Undetermined. I mean,
Hold on.
he's a child.
I predicted this 2 years ago. I predicted it. There's no way this can happen. We're gonna get justice for Corey. Okay? We got justice for Corey. We didn't get a murder charge, which is really what would have been great. Because they didn't, murder is kind of a hard thing in certain cases that he meant to do it. Not that his actions actually caused the death. There's differences in levels, right? Back to the levels, right? So there's these killers here, there's this, that. At the bottom of all of that, at the scum, the shit in the toilet, the bottom, are the rapists, the child molesters, the child rapists, and the child killers. And you killed your own son, bitch. You killed your own son. So you's a bitch. And I hope justice gets served, man. I hope you do get them 30 years, but I'm praying, man, for real justice, guys. I'm praying that he gets abused like he abused his son. I'm hoping them boys out there in New Jersey Penitentiary, wherever that coward goes, I'm hoping they get him, man. Because his face is plastered everywhere. They gonna know who he is. Even the guards don't like that type shit. Even the guards don't like that type shit because they daddies too. People don't like child killers, but you killed your own? You killed your own? And with no remorse? I ain't see a tear, never, man. Acting like nothing and hiding. If they accuse me of my son's death, I'll be fighting, man. They're gonna have to strap me down in that courtroom, guys, like this. With straps, with shit like, they're gonna have to bring me in like Hannibal Lecter. Face mask, fucking straight jacket, all that. Cause I know I did not touch my, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how adamant I'm gonna be, is what I'm trying to tell you. They gonna have to, like, hey, get him out the court, he's talking too much. Hey, you guys are lying. Like, you accuse me of some crazy shit, but I would have never, but I'm not a fucking coward bitch who would leave my son in the hospital. Why would you, your son is dizzy. Your son is slurring his words. Your son is passing out. You bring him to the emergency room. You supposed to get a medal for that, you bitch. I hope you get metal in your neck. I promise you. I pray that you get a different kind of metal with a T in your fucking neck. That's what I'm praying for. You want a medal? You brought your son to the hospital and then you left? Just that alone, guys. You guilty. You guilty. Why do we even have to have a fucking trial? That's not justice. Some people get away with shit that is just crazy to me, and it's not fucking justice. You know, in a lot of other places around the world, you get what you do, what you did. You killed your son, you bitch. Life is, act like you won't, doing K2 in the pain. Act like you won't. Eric, eat a dick if you're talking about me. Eric, bitch. Now go make another troll account. You a bitch. All these dudes, all these fake trolls. Anyway, thanks, Dave. Sniper gang is in the building. Your mama was doing K2, you alright? K2 wasn't even out when I was in the band. Just for the record. Just for that. Fucking fat. Sometimes I just want to, oof. Anyway, so let's get back to this right here.
You know, you can't just be like, oh, well, we don't know what happened, oh, well.
Right.
Especially under the
That's the thing.
circumstances, there's no way.
That's the thing that's annoying to me. We just want to know what happened, and that to me is guilty. Like I say again, but I'm the court of public opinion. I'm just, you know, I'm nobody. But again, it's a big difference to actually prove a case, you know, in the court of law. That's why the prosecution is tight, because
Right.
everybody's being quiet, no one's saying anything. But there's gonna have to be something's gonna have to happen, and I don't want this guy to think that he's just gonna walk around and just be fine with his life. I don't want this guy walking around thinking that he could just move on with his life while, you know, while he left all this carnage behind. It doesn't work like that. So we are definitely going to get some justice for Corey. That's just how it goes. So tell us about his court dates, anything you got coming up, any protests, anything like that. Let the people know.
Okay. So we have a rally on August 28th. That's in front of the Barnegat Police Department. And that's at what time? I think it's 11 a.m.
Okay.
And then we have, I think the next court.
Another thing I want to speak about is what's going on with his gravesite. Can you elaborate a little bit about what happened recently in his gravesite?
Okay, so we, you know, since we buried there, we've left, you know, pictures, toys, just, you know, everything, anything he likes, we like to leave there. So a couple days ago, like, was it last week maybe? Or over the weekend?
I think it was Saturday or
Right.
Sunday.
Yeah, we went to visit him, we go every day, so we know if something's misplaced, even if it's moved in an inch, I know. You know, I'm there so often. So we went there and there were 3 pictures missing. 2 of them were of me and Corey, and then 1 was just Corey. And then there were 3 books that were there that other people brought for Corey, and there were some toy cars, and yeah, there was just like a ceramic painted like turtle or something, just things people left for him. It wasn't just us leaving it was other people, and
Right.
it was all missing. And you know, before we freaked out, we wanted to, you know, reach out to whoever runs the cemetery, and a friend of mine that knows him reached out and he said no one touched anything, no one from here did it, so I don't know anyone else that would do that except the person that abused and murdered him, you know.
Okay, right,
Who else
right,
could do
right.
it?
Okay, right. Yeah, so we got to get some type of thing, some type of security around the gravesite or something like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the description at the end of the video, people, let all my audience know. At the end of this video, you're going to see the link in the description for the GoFundMe page and everything like that, so we can all help this family. You know, I just want to let you guys know again, I know this is tough. I know this is hard. And, you know, I appreciate you guys coming up, and we're going to periodically check in with you, you know, and you know, I know the fans and the people and the subscribers, they're going to want to hear from you some more. And hopefully the next time we hear from you, we'll have much better news. That's what I'm... Boom. Call me a prophet. Call me a prophet. I told you the next time we hear from them, we're going to have good news. Didn't I tell you that? I told you that. It's right there 2 years ago. Yeah. So they're coming on this week. Grandma and Bree, Mom, they're going to come on and we're going to discuss some things because there's other things that came out, guys. I mean, hey, Jacinda, did you know that he tried to hire a hitman to kill Bree? Did you know that? Jacinda, guys, listen to me. You do not want to miss this interview. Because especially all you people who watch the court trials on Court TV just now. For the past month, 2 months, that's all it's been on Court TV, CNN, all these places. When all this stuff, none of it came out. Yes, hey, there's guys right now. You see right there, Rebecca? That's Grandma. That's who I went to school with. She's right here in the chat. So we're going to have them on this week. She's right there, guys. You guys say hello to her, whatever. Give her a shout out. She's right there, Rebecca. You see with the blue. That's a friend of mine. I know, we go back to junior high school. You guys know, I said born and raised in New York, but there was a couple years I was out there in New Jersey. Shout out to Jamesburg. Shout out to G&B. You know what I'm saying? And we were in the same class, I see our class photos, so this is kind of personal for me, man. Hey, Jacinda, you see that? Rebecca, grandma's in the chat. Jacinda's been following the trial hard, Becky. So, guys, we got to get justice. I was a prophet. I told you. At this time right here, he wasn't even charged yet. He wasn't even guys, he's in prison. He's in jail. He's going to prison. Again, hopefully, real fucking justice will get served, man. Hopefully, he doesn't finish that 30 years. You know what I mean? Hopefully, fellas take care of him, man. This is what my hope is. You know what I mean? Justice for Corey is you getting abused to death, bitch. That's what justice would be to me. That every day he gets abused. Every day he gets abused and beaten until he has seizures, until he has slurred speech, and until he can't breathe anymore, and until he takes his last breath. Man, that would be justice for me, guys. Guys, that would be amazing for me. Very nice to see. Yeah. I'm wondering why the dirtbag didn't get charged for trying to have Brianna killed and just didn't understand the justice system. Guys, there it is right there. You see? She said it. I ain't. I told you guys. This guy tried to hire somebody to kill Brianna. To kill Bree. To kill the mom right here. Look guys, right there. But the guy he tried to hire to kill her, why he's in prison? Why he's in jail? Now understand this, guys. When you on that phone in jail, it's a taped conversation. Now, there's hundreds, and people think because there's hundreds and thousands, there's thousands of inmates, they're not listening. You're right. They're not going to listen to every fucking phone call. But they have it taped. So if anybody's subpoenaed, boom, sure, we have that call, bang. He tried to hire somebody to kill her. The guy he tried to hire went to the police and said, yo, this guy wants me to kill her. While he's in jail. Or he was out on bail or whatever the fuck. See what I'm saying? He might even been, I don't know. But I'm saying he tried to hire her. Becky, was he in jail? Hold on. We are definitely looking over our shoulder now. Hey, Becky, real quick. Was he in jail when he did that? Or was he like out on bail or some shit? Man, I don't know how to do the live links here. Like, I know there's a live way to do this, but just, they don't give a shit. We're trying to pin a murder to, yeah, we're going to find out. Either way, it doesn't matter. If he was in jail or he was free on bail, he tried to hire a hitman. The hitman went to the police. Yes, facts, John. The hitman went to the police and said, hey, this guy's trying to hire me to off her. This is facts. A lot of stuff, this is what I'm saying, guys. You guys he was in jail. It was a few months ago. There it is. There it is, guys. I'm not speculating. It's right there. She said it. It's right there. He was in jail. So the only way he could do that is through the phone, which are taped conversations. Now, let me ask you a question. That is clear, very clear evidence that is called conspiracy. That's what it's called, guys. It's not called attempt murder. It's not called, it's called conspiracy to commit murder. He tried to hire somebody to kill her a few months ago. None of that came, the courts couldn't hear, there was none of that, wasn't charged yet, so, like, what the fuck? Oh, snap, wait, what? I didn't know that part. This is what I'm saying, Jacinda, there's so much. Spread the word. We are going to have them up this week, just like this, and we're going to talk. And I need you guys here, I need you guys in the chat, and we're going to discuss a few things. And a few things that wasn't talked about on court TV that CNN don't know. That fucking Nancy Grace don't know. But we know. The Tails family's gonna know it all. Before Nancy Grace. Is the 21 in your hat in honor of Deion Sanders? No, but outside Dan Marino, but Deion Sanders is my favorite football player ever. I love Deion. No, this is Roberto Clemente. This is a snap. This is Roberto Clemente, kid. Roberto Clemente, number 21. A baseball fan, you know who he is. Okay, now look. I think we were told because money didn't exchange hands, he couldn't be charged. Nah, that's not. That doesn't even make that's not true. No, I'm not saying that that's not true what you're saying. I'm saying that nah. If you go to hire somebody, so you're saying is I could say, hey, I want you to go kill that person. But because I didn't give him any money yet, he can't be charged? That's what you're saying? That is the crazy law, guys. If that's the case, we got to blow this shit up. Because this guy needs more time. Man, fuck all that. Because I know sometimes people, yo, Fred, fuck that guy. You fucking right. I want him to, you know how people say that dumb shit? Oh, I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. Shut the fuck up. I do. I wish jail on all these bozos doing clown shit. All of them. You doing clown shit? Go get out. Go to jail. You don't belong to be out here. So, no, I'm a civilian now. Nah. So when people say that shit, I don't wish jail on my worst enemy, you lying. Shut the fuck up. It's just a saying you're saying. That doesn't make sense. It's not true. I wish jail on all these rapists and fucking child killers. I wish jail on all of them. I wish jail on all these guys. Fuck. Some type of justice. You know. Am I going to call the police? No. But I'm just saying his father will protect him in jail. Yeah. Well, he's going to PC, John. Hey, John Beard. That big tough guy that was lifting weights and taking steroids his whole life, because that's a lot of part of this. I don't know if that ever came out on CNN or anything. You can clearly see the steroid head. You know how you can tell, guys? And I said this forever. The eyebrows, the forehead doesn't grow in real life. You know, on the evolution chart, a fucking man, from the beginning, your head stopped growing. Like the Neanderthal look was thousands of years ago. We've evolved with your eyebrows, like the LeBron. That's why LeBron got and your jawbone. When you're doing the roids, you can't hide that. That's why LeBron got the beard, and that's, you understand what I'm saying? Forget that. We're talking about LeBron. But you can see it in his face, the eyebrows. The eyebrows give it away. So 100% he's a steroid. He was a steroid head. It's a fact. That big tough guy, John Beard, is going to go to jail and sign into protective custody and not want to be around the gorillas and apes. Because he knows they're going to put him with all the rapists, John Beard. They're going to put him with the child molesters. They are going to put him with the scummiest of the fucking scum. They are going to put him with the child molester who fucking raped 100 kids. That's what they're going to put him with. You understand? They're going to put him with those type people. He's not going to population where the animals live. He's not going into the jungle. He's not going into the jungle. He's going to sign into prison. Prison signing is different. Like, you said, like, man, listen. You did the crime. You did it, tough guy. It's a bitch. He's a bitch. Fucking sucker. That's what he is, man. And it's crazy to me, rest of his life in Punk City. Facts. It's a fact. So all this stuff is going to come out. We're going to blow this shit up more. Why hasn't he been charged with conspiracy to commit murder? Why? Did his daddy pull some strings? Because it's not just his daddy. There's other family members that's involved and other family members who are highly connected and political and you know, mayors of towns and all that bullshit that go on out there. We're going to get to the bottom. We're going to talk about it because, listen, here's the reality. He can only get 30 years, right? Or something like that. But if we can get conspiracy murder charge on this guy too, that puts him away for life. Combine them, that puts him away for life. Are you with me, guys? I hope so. Fuck that guy. The question needs asking. That's right. That's right. So, I will be back with an update. I got to make some runs right now. Becky, I appreciate you stopping by. You know, we're going to talk about this some more. And for those who don't know, I've been suspended from YouTube since like last October. That's why, you know, me and YouTube is at war. They're not even sending out notifications, but we're going to still blast this. Technically, I can't come back till July 23rd or get monetized. I can still put up videos, but they don't really promote me. But we're going to promote this shit. We're going to get this videos out here. We need this guy. Why? That's the main question. I want to know. Why has he not been charged when somebody came forward and said, hey, this guy tried to hire me to kill her? And they have the tapes from the jail, if this is the case too. So why hasn't he been charged with conspiracy to commit murder? And here's the thing. From my understanding and from his steroid rage, this family right now, they have been through so fucking much, guys. Think about this. Little 6-year-old Corey is no longer here, man. They can't bring Corey back. They would do anything to bring Corey back. They would cut off limbs to bring their baby boy back, man. And this guy's just going to sit in jail for, you know, however many years. He's going to come home if they don't kill him. And we don't get this conspiracy to murder charge. He's going to come home, guys. And let's get this straight. This family has been through so much. And now that, you know, I'll let her tell you the story. But, I mean, they called her up there. They brought her in. They said, you know, we don't want to scare you. But he's trying to kill you. And this was just, you know, not long ago. This year. So not only did he take their beautiful baby boy away, but now she's got to look over her shoulder, guys. She had to have police outside her house. I'm giving up too much, guys. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You guys need to tune into this fucking interview. She had to have police stationed outside her house for weeks. So she lost her baby boy. Grandma lost her beautiful baby boy. And now they got to live, and you know, everybody lost the baby boy, not just them. We know, I know them, so listen, everybody lost that baby boy. And now this family's going to suffer more and worry about this guy putting a hit out on her? Man, you know what justice would be, man? Justice would be to let him out. Yeah. You know, I always thought about, you know, things like, you know, something crazy happened like that. Like, I'm going to tell the prosecution, make sure he gets bail. Like, you do something to one of mine, I promise you, look at me. Look at I need everybody to look at me in my eyes, and I need everybody to really understand this. Like, if something would have happened to mine, I would beg the prosecution to let him get bail, and I believe I will forgive him. I believe, you know, I believe in God. I believe that everybody, you know, has some redemption. And if you can give him bail, if he gets bail, it's okay. I don't mind. Because sometimes they ask the parents or whatever, do you mind or should we get, no. It's okay, I understand. I'm a God-fearing man. This is what I would look the prosecutor right in the fucking face. I'm a God-fearing man, and I believe in second chances. And so if he gets bail, it's okay, as long as eventually we get justice, right? We're gonna get justice? Okay, that's all I ask you. So go ahead, give him bail. Look at my face. He won't show up to the next court date. Look at my face. On my mother's ashes, he will not show up to the next court date. That's justice to me. All this goofy shit, going to jail and getting commissary and packages and visits and phone calls and women coming to visit you and all that. I mean, he'll get used to that life. We all did. For those who don't know, I did almost 16 years, you know what I mean? Mine was a little different. I was 16 when I went in. I was a baby. I grew up in there, literally. I went from 5'7" to 6'3". I went from 16 to 32. So I understand it. And I know for a fact that if the right people see him, he's going to be in trouble. It's a fact. Yeah. Corey, see what John said? These are things that, John knows, so other people know. Corey was praying, asking God, why does my daddy do this to me? They have all of this. And it wasn't admissible, guys. Corey's saying, why is daddy doing this to me? Why? I want to know why God is letting daddy do this to me. Guys, there's so much more I know. That's why I got emotional earlier. Like, I know so much more that it was just like this story is so heartbreaking to me. And Corey predicted what was going to happen to him. I'm not making that shit up. He wrote it on the side. Look, Grandma's right there. He wrote it. He was predicting his own death, like Tupac. If you listen to any Tupac, you guys know I'm a Tupacologist. All them Tupac predicted his death. He knew he wasn't going to live long. But how does a 6-year-old know that? And the system did nothing, man. And they just kept making them and, threatening them, with jail if she don't send them type thing. Like, this is how it goes. In hindsight, there's going to be a lot of people, but hey, listen, no one wants to go to jail either, you know what I mean? So there's so much to the story, guys. Corey knew he was going to die and he accepted it. That was difficult to handle. You see what she said? That's Grandma saying he knew. Guys, this story has so many layers that I still got unraveled. I don't even know. And, hopefully Becky and Bree will come up here. 5 days before his death, he wrote it on the sidewalk with chalk. They did not show that picture in court. Look at that. 5 days before his death, what did he write? He wrote, "I died," right? I don't want to paraphrase, but I'm going to paraphrase. I believe he wrote something like, "I died." 6 years old. They took a picture of that, all that, and tried to bring it into court. But it's hearsay. Who wrote it? You understand? Corey's not here to say, yes, I wrote that. 5 days? They have the pictures. 5 days. It's 5 days before he died. This story has so many levels. That's right, Jacinda. This is what I'm saying. I know you watched the trial. I know you did. But there's so many things that you don't know. I'm going to be honest, on that trial, I didn't see the whole. I watched little pieces of it. Sometimes I felt like Bree was on trial. They try to make, paint Bree a certain way. And you know what? We've all got our past and whatever, we all have our issues or had our issues in life. But they try to smear her when she had nothing to do with what the fuck he did. But that's what defense attorneys and everything do. And he was a high-profile, star, $1 million lawyer this guy got. Facts. So, there's so much layers to this. Oh, man, my shit's about to die. Definitely felt like Bree was on trial. That's right, exactly. Exactly. All right, guys, I gotta run. I gotta go get my son. I love you guys. We are gonna come back this week. Becky, just let me know. You know, we on the phone. You know, over there too. You just let me know on the phone. Any day this week in the daytime between 9 and 12, we're gonna set this up, and I'm gonna have Bree and I'm gonna have Rebecca, aka Becky, that's my friend, and we're gonna do an interview, guys, and they're gonna let you know from their own mouth some of the stuff that I told you and some of the stuff I haven't even spoke about yet. I'm gonna let them do that. Yes, appreciate you, Becky. Appreciate you stopping by. Guys, you guys know the motto. Experience is the greatest teacher, but somebody else's experience could be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. On that note, Fred White, signing off. Love you guys.